Okay, final question on this section is some quadratic inequalities. So you can put these into your calculator, but we'll have a go at doing them without. So let's have a look at that first one. So I think the first thing I'm actually going to do, because that minus x squared could cause me some problems, is add everything over to the right hand side. It won't, my answer will still work out correctly, just means that now I can factorize without having to worry about a negative x squared. So that factorizes to x minus 6, x plus 2. So if I do a quick sketch of that quadratic, so I've got roots at minus 2 and 6, y-intercept of minus 12, that doesn't really matter for what I'm looking at here. Now, in my rearranged one, which is the one I'm actually working with, I'm looking for when is that less than 0. So that's that bit there. So that's going to be any values of x between minus 2 and 6, and it has the equals line in the question, so I can have it in my inequality. If I hadn't have, if I'd have left it with the minus x, it would have worked out exactly the same. All that would have happened, I would have got the same final answer, but obviously, originally this was a negative x squared quadratic. The roots would still have been at minus 2 and 6, but because it was a negative x squared, it would have been that way up, but then I also would have been looking for values greater than 0, so I still would have ended up with the same values between minus 2 and 6. Okay, so it still works out exactly the same. Okay, for part B, I'm going to have to rearrange, so I think it makes sense to subtract the left-hand side from the right-hand side so that I end up with a positive x squared. So I've got 8x squared minus 5x squared, I've got minus 5x plus 7x, and I've got 3 minus 4. So I'm going to hope that it factorizes. If it doesn't, I'll just pick up my calculator. So, well, 3 is a prime, so it has to be 3x and x. 1's a prime, so it has to be 1 and 1, so it's just deciding where the plus goes. So if I put a plus there, I've got plus 3x minus 1x, so I've got my 2x. So really quick sketch. So my roots are at minus 1 and a third. I'm looking for it to be less than 0, so I'm looking for that region there. Just label that up. Okay, so that's going to be any value of x between minus 1 and a third, and there's no equals line in the question, so I don't have the equals line in my final answer.